Hello, anybody out there? Let's have a little look-see, comments and stuff. And we've got Tony. Hi, Tony. He says, hello, everyone. Can't stay too long. And we've got Scott, and he's saying hiya to John and Lizzie, but I can't see Lizzie. Hang on. I still can't see Lizzie. So I'm not sure if that's me or you, Scott. And Dion is here as well. Hi, Dion. And Christy. Hi, Christy. And Joss. Hi, Joss. Joss has just done the big squirt. For anyone that hasn't, I've got a fly in here. For anyone that hasn't already checked it out, Joss has done the big squirt and I loved it. Did you like the way I blanked out that swear word then? I'm trying to get more professional. Joss did the big squirt and it was awesome. You got to watch it. It's hilarious because you can see you don't really enjoy spraying on that many fragrances. Your face every time you sprayed was like, it was so funny. I loved it. Maybe that's the sadistic side of me. And we have David saying, oi oi, Jon Snow, aka Scented Snowdrop. And Arlise, hi Arlise, Curious Perfume is here. And we also have Soccer 9010, hello Soccer 9010. I think we've just met. I think this is our first time meeting. Rich Mitch is here. All right, Ducky. Okay then, that's all the hellos out the way. If you're watching and you haven't said hello, you know what to do. Just give us a little wave or something, a thumbs up or I don't know, some random emoji. You know I like my emojis. I love Rich's emoji there. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but great emojis there, Rich. I don't think I'm familiar with either of those, and I like an under the radar emoji. So let's start off with drinks of the night then. Mine is, I know this gets kind of boring. One day, actually, I'm going to experiment with gin, following Tony buying me from a distance a bubble gin in a Wetherspoons from the magic of the internet. Sent me over a bubble gin and I loved it. The other night, I met my friend. We had a couple of drinks. It was really quiet. It was out on a Sunday night. And they had run out in Wetherspoons of all the vodka except the vanilla vodka. And I had one and it was sickly. So I decided to try a gin and tonic. And it was actually quite nice. I had 2 gin and tonics. And then I've seen that you can get all these different flavours. I know I'm a little bit behind the times because people have been into niche gin for years, but you can get violet gin. So I think I'm gonna experiment with some gin and maybe find a clear glass so you can see the colour of the juice, a nice big proper gin glass. And maybe my drink for the night in future will be something fabulous. But do share what you're drinking, if you're snacking and all that stuff. Just quickly catch up. My dinner's repeating on me. Slow cooked lamb. So I went out for lunch. I had pork belly with my friend. Really nice, but I already needed to use up this lamb that was in the fridge because it was pretty much today or never. So that's been cooking all day in my cooker, and only some lamb and some veg, so it was not too heavy. But yeah, just had that and just flavoured it with some chilli and what else did I put in there? Can't remember. I just chuck random stuff in the old crock pot, but it was quite nice actually. Mother's Ruin. Yeah, that's gin, isn't it? Mother's Ruin. Smurfy's Ruin now. Jon Snow's done a pig and a ram, I believe that is. The male goat. Male sheep, isn't it? And Soccer 90 has done a little cat in a box. I like that one very much. Chris is here. Hi, Chris. And Fragrance Anatomy. Hello, Fragrance Anatomy. Who else have we got? Dion's not tried gin before. Do you know what? I had a very bad experience with gin before I was legally old enough to drink alcohol, and I hadn't really touched it for 20 odd years, more than 20 years actually, because it was a very bad experience. But yeah, it was all right. I think if you have enough mixer, so you can't take, because it can be, I think I had a really cheap one to be fair when I had the bad experience, and I remember the taste of it, and I mixed it with a Fanta orange, I believe. Yeah, not good. Not good, especially if you down it. Jon Snow says, pork belly's got all the hearts and the piggies and utter heaven. It really was as well, John. It was really well done. It was a really nice experience. My first meal in a pub or restaurant since the whole thing started back in March. And I have to say, it was really nice. If anyone is local, which I don't think many of you would, or any of you are probably, but if anyone watches this and you're in Kent in the southeast of England, I was in the Chiltern Hundreds today in Maidstone, and they've got the social distancing stuff all sorted. It's really, really good. But the staff were amazing, really nice service, really attentive. We both had some extra requests and they were more than happy to sort us out, so I'm not going to go into details. Food related, by the way, food related. The staff were amazing, really, really nice, and it was so nice to have a meal in a pub. It was lovely. Cheers to that. Right, little scroll through. Tony says, don't start on the gin, it's another rabbit hole. Well, it's you that started it, Tony. Robert's here, says, evening everybody, and the good looking Claire. Well, thank you very much. I've just had 2 Orange Club biscuits and banana milkshake. If we didn't know better, Robert, we could imagine you're like 12 years old. Christie's wearing a LV, Louis Vuitton, Le Jus Lève, and a Chardonnay when it's the evening. Lovely. Cheers, Christy. Haven't tried that one. Scott's wearing Zaharoff signature. John has got a green tea and strawberry laces. Another one that, well, I don't know, green tea is not a child-like drink, is it, I guess? And Hillary's here. She says, hey, y'all. And Jon Snow says, try macerating some Hubba Bubba in some gin for a year or so. I don't really want to wait that long, though, John. Yeah, I'm just going to find out what Sainsbury's have got, or Asda, or what's the best supermarket according to the poll that we were discussing the other day. Who do we have? Oh, Kevin's here. Mersey Sense is here. Kevin's just done an unboxing of Parfums de Marly Herod, so go check that out. Not now, later, if you haven't done already. Fragrance Anatomy says Zaharoff Signature Noir and Royale EDP. Are they the 2 new ones? Interesting. And Lucas Poe is here. Hi, Lucas Poe. He says, Claire's goblet is my favourite Fragcom reviewer. Let's see what the goblet can review. So the goblet is going to review Lucas Poe. And the goblet says Lucas Poe is awesome. Well done, Luke, on the video you've just uploaded. And if you haven't all checked that one out, I know lots of the regulars have because I saw their comments. Really excellent video. Cheers, Luke. That was me and the goblet together. That was a collab. Scott says, Christy is so beautiful. Oh, which one's that? The Zaharoff. Truth Within, hi all, hooked on rag bar over here. Maybe later to get on the hype train. Is that Latafa? Because I don't like it. Someone's just sent me something. What's this? I'm really behind, sorry. Soccer 90. Well, thank you very much, Soccer 90. That is still going. I'm still donating everything to the Happy Endings Animal Rescue. So thank you so much. That's really kind. This is going to be a good one. This I'm due a payment this month because we've surpassed the threshold because there's been a lot of nice generosity in the streams. So it's going to be a really good one this month. Right. I'm sorry if I missed some of your comments, but you lot are, I don't know, you're going to give yourself RSI at the rate you're all typing. Right, here we go. So lots of hellos to hello everybody stuff. Oh, Lizzie's here. Hi, Lizzie. And Duchess Lizzie. John's got some more emojis for Lizzie there. Very nice, John. Tony says he needs to catch up on everyone's videos. He's sorry, but he's been mental. Well, we know that, Tony. Now he's off for 4 days. Yay! Oh, cheers, Tony. Have you got a drink? MM79 says, cheers. Hi, MM79. Robert was wearing a Mono de Oreo and now wearing Arabian Oud Cashmere. Well, that sounds a little Arabian for my taste. What with the word Arabian and the word Oud, that's enough to turn me off. Lucas Post says, I feel you, Tony. I've been back to teaching summer school and completely fell behind on everyone's videos. Do you know what? Nigel brought this up the other day in his live about how he sort of, I think he feels a sense of guilt that he can't keep up with everyone's videos. And I think you can't be like that. You can't watch them all. We all like to support each other. And do you know what? We've got such a nice group of people now. But it's impossible. I don't watch all your videos. I watch what I can, and I watch the ones that look like they're going to be more about the fragrances I'm more into, or the, you know, whatever, they might appeal to me a bit more. I can't watch them all. I physically don't have the time, and neither does anyone else, so don't feel guilty about it. I don't expect all of you lot to watch every single one of my videos. I really don't, honestly. But no, I don't think anyone should feel any guilt over that. You know, there's a lot of content out there. I watch a lot of other channels as well as our bubble, outside of our bubble, but I can't watch them all. It just gets ridiculous. You've got to live your life as well, you know, especially if you've got a family and jobs and whatnots. Rich says his mate's cat got put to sleep today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rich. That's sad. I love cats. Mersey sends Kev wore Nishane Annie. Let us know how that is, Kev. I still haven't tried it, but apparently it's one of the best vanillas out there. I'm a little bit skeptical, if I'm honest. Maybe it's been too hyped and I'm like just ready. I'm ready to hate on it, which is really silly. Joss is wearing Jennifer Lopez Desio. I haven't tried that, haven't even heard of that one. Joss has got such a great selection of fragrances, under the radar stuff. She's constantly getting new stuff. So if anyone's not already watching Joss's channel, then you really should. Heather says Annie is gorgeous. Okay, all right, Heather, I'll take your word for it. I'll try and keep my mind open. And did I see, have I missed someone? I'm not sure if I've missed you. I'm really sorry if I've not said hi. I do apologise. Henry says she's wearing What I Did on My Holidays and House of Matriarch The Longing and BDK Wood Jasmine. That's a lot of frags to be wearing at once, Hilary. Robert says I need to watch Red Adolescence's video of Cashmere. Yeah, maybe I will sometime. Maybe I won't. Nothing against Red Adolescence, by the way. I love Stephen. That was just my feelings on those kind of fragrances, but you never know. There might be one that changes my mind. Chris is wearing Ambra Tokapi. I don't think I've tried that one, and I'll try not to repeat the what I just said, because I don't think I could if I tried. Luke says Hilary just picks the most hipster titles for perfumes and wrecks Kentucky on the daily. Elaine, hi Elaine. She says she's given a thumbs up to get those algorithms going. Thank you so much. That is very kind. If you all fancy doing the same, I wouldn't mind that. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments. Fragdicted Tony says Saturday Night Live, people. I think you're in for a treat, not from me, from my lovely guests. So Saturday night, Tony's got a live stream on his channel. He's got a panel of guests, so that should be a lot of fun, I think. MM79 is wearing Invasion Bar Bar. MDCI, special flag for a special day. Pubs open today here in Scotland. Well, cheers to that then. MM79, cheers to you. Cheers to the pubs. Cheers to Scotland. Cheers to drinking and stuff. Not that there's anything good about drinking. Of course, it's bad for your health. Okay, Tony's live is 9 PM Saturday night. This coming Saturday. Robert says you don't need to watch every channel. 3 out of 4 of the channels are the same stuff. I watch 6 channels, that's it. Well, I'm privileged that you're here then, Robert. Lizzie says we're having a poetry session. What is that, on the Saturday night? That could be fun. And Carolyn is wearing LA whatever today. I don't know that one. I haven't heard of that one. Right, I'm going to talk about my scent of the day today because I just reviewed it and I'm still wearing it. I haven't actually, I thought the performance wasn't brilliant. I felt like I wanted to reapply something. Then I just kind of forgot about it and I kept catching whiffs, and it's actually really long lasting and you still do get little whiffs of it even hours and hours and hours into the wearing. And it's Blue Lotus, if you can see it. You can't really. Yes, there we go. Blue Lotus, TRNP, Tioni Ranthau. And I've just got now on my skin, it's kind of like a musky vanilla, slightly resinous woodsy dry down. Really, really pretty. I've not sprayed anything else on because I'm probably going to end up spraying one of these samples on, if not some of these samples. So I'm kind of like, I only just got the remnants of that now. And Elaine was in TK Maxx tonight. Lots of Lanvin fragrances. That's interesting. Lizzie says me and Scott were doing a spot of rhyming. Okay, I missed that. And Elaine says Blue Lotus is on my wish list. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. Scott says Rose and Jones hates traffic cones, tripped over one and broke some bones. That's brilliant. Robert says, Claire, you were my first and you don't forget your first. Oh, that's nice. So I took your virginity, did I, Robert? Carolyn says it's a limited edition Rasai Fort, only 73 bottles made. That's the LA whatever one. Okay, I think I might have actually heard of that then at some point, but I don't know anything about it. If you want to tell us a bit more, Carolyn, notes, etc., go ahead. Lizzie says, John, jasmine marzipan, not dirty enough for you, just a boring innocent Battenberg. Heather's waiting for a dinner order. Nobody in there wearing a mask but the employees. The order is to go. Okay, stay safe, don't breathe in. Tony says, did someone mention cake? Fragrance Anatomy is wearing Invictus Aqua 2018. Right, let's keep going then. So, I've got some stuff. I've got loads of stuff to sniff. So what I've done is I've made some custom strips, torn, and well, no, actually I use scissors, so they're, you know, they could be worse. Torn out of my notebook, and I think, shall we go with? Do we do the Wilhelm? So right, I need some votes now. Wilhelm first, or the other random samples? Let me know. I know I've got samples from Barry, but he's not here at the moment, and I've got samples from Lizzie. So if you want me to do your samples now, Lizzie, say so. Or if Hilary is waiting for the Wilhelm, then vote for Wilhelm if you need me to get them done. Tell me what you want first. If not, I will just do something. Right, so Hilary wants Wilhelm. Heather wants random. Chris wants Wilhelm. Right, okay, there's quite a few for Wilhelm. So we're going Wilhelm. Heather's just said Lizzie's first. I think we're outnumbered now on the Vilhelm, and Lizzie's happy for me to do whatever. So she's going to pop in the shower. Okay, so Lizzie is getting naked. If everyone wants to now think about that for a moment. Sorry, Lizzie, I know you hate that. So we'll do Wilhelm first, and then we can do Lizzie's when she's out the shower. So there we go, sorted. Right then, so I've worn some of these I haven't. So there you go. So when I went to Liberty the other day, I met a lovely young man, and his name is Mitch, and he's a salesman for Wilhelm, and he was lovely. He actually sort of approached me. I was just wandering, I was meandering around, and he said, please can I spray you with something, because I haven't seen anyone, I haven't sprayed anyone for ages. So I let him show, well basically ended up showing me the whole range, and was really, really kind and gave me loads of samples. So I've got, I don't know, what have we got here? 4, 5, 7, I can't count, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 samples here from Vilhelm Parfumerie, and I was really impressed actually. I'm going to drop them all though. So I was going to, right, let's do this one, because I tried this one the other day on my wrist, because I'll spray it in the box, it might be easier, because I was explaining to Hilary what I was getting out of it. So a lot of these really change. So what you get when you first spray them can be really quite different, and it's not that they change massively quickly, but even on the paper they're quite substantially different in some of them. So this is obviously, I've got loads of samples, I can't go into too much depth, but I do recall Moon Carnival, because I wore it and I talked Hilary through it as I was wearing it while I was on my bike. Luke says, Claire fell in love with Mitch. What a quarantine love story. I'm pretty certain it would be unrequited, because Mitch was a young man and I don't think he had eyes for me or anyone like me. Just guessing. Not that I know for sure, but you know. But he was lovely. Absolutely lovely. And we have quite similar taste in fragrances, so we could say we share a love of fragrances, but I think that would be the end of it. Plus I'm at least twice his age. Moon Carnival to me, as I said to Hilary when I was telling her all about it, it opens with this huge white floral bouquet, and it feels to me like all the different white florals, like it feels like jasmine, gardenia and tuberose. Maybe not orange blossom, actually more just, yeah, jasmine, gardenia and tuberose is how it smells to me. Fat waxy petals, very, very voluptuous and heady and exotic, and it takes a little while before that one settles. Henry says, I have to say the private fragrance updates totally made my day. Yeah, your invoice is in the post. And I can't really remember what this one did now, Hilary. Do you remember what I said Moon Carnival did? I think the sort of the voluptuousness of the florals just eventually kind of flattens, not in a bad way, but it's almost like a fracas or a carnal flower kind of feel in the opening, and then later it gets, oh, that was it. I felt like I got a little bit of lily, a little bit almost soapy kind of squeaky clean florals from it. Jon Snow, did you get his number, Claire? No, but we connected on Instagram and I've let him know that I'm doing the live, and he said he might try and join if he can. If not, he'll watch it back. Yeah, John, I think you love your white florals, so you might like this one. It's very, very voluptuous and very confident. Like, it's a outgoing white floral fatty fragrance, and I don't mean that in a horrible way, but you know what I mean. Like, it's thick, but it's very pretty. It smells quite natural. And I can't remember. Yeah, it kind of goes off then slightly clean. It takes a long time to get there. It gets sort of cleaner. And I can't remember if we get some vanilla later on. Well, what I'll do is I'll come back to it in a little bit because we've got loads to do. So Hillary's actually copied and pasted my review that I gave her. Moon now feels like there's something lemon-like, not lemon, but almost lemon-scented soap. Soapy, lemony, magnolia. Not sure, but unusual. Luke says, Claire is cougar in the perfume guy hard. I really am not. I really am not, please. John says, I like a fat white one. Do you now? Best keep it out the sun then, John. And then I said, Moon is not offensive, more lily-like now, clean hint of musk. Yes, that's right. You get like a very clean white musk thing that comes through a bit later on. Okay. La Charisma's here. Thumbs up. Hi there, everyone. Hi. Hi, La Charisma. Okay then, so let's move quickly on to the next one. So I'll do another one that I told Hillary about, just in case Hillary wants to share some of what I said to her at the time I was wearing it. So we have Darling Nikki here. This, I remember this one quite distinctly because it's really unusual. It's a very bold, unusual opening. I think it's, I can't remember if it's mimosa. It's honeyed, it's yellow, it's quite floral. Now I remember when I said to Hillary, they got to a point where it smelt like Immortelle, like it just smelt like Immortelle, but without the much less of the herbal / curry notes that you get from Immortelle. So Immortelle is syrupy, it smells like maple syrup, but it also smells a little bit like dry green herbs and a touch on the curry side. I don't know, I didn't look it up. I don't know if there's any Immortelle in here, but I get this syrupy thing right from the opening actually. That's like the syrup side of an Immortelle smell, but without the curry or the dry herbal elements. It smells like slightly honeyed and like yellow floral, sort of mimosa kind of smell. It's really pretty, slightly unusual, feels floral and sweet. And then I remember this one had what felt like some vanilla that crept in, so it smelled like Immortelle with vanilla, but much less of the herbal / curry side of Immortelle. If anyone doesn't know what Immortelle is, then I'm sorry, but I think I've explained it. Yeah, so this one's really pretty, although I think once it subsided into what I felt was Immortelle and vanilla, I felt for quite a while it didn't do much and I was starting to get disappointed with it, and then it actually did slightly morph again on my skin. I think it got a little touch powdery, I can't really remember, but it's nice, and this is the latest one. And I think Mitch said he didn't think this one was even released yet, so they weren't selling it in Liberty. He just managed to, he did have a tester and he managed to get me a sample. So that's Darling Nikki, so that will be the latest one in the line. So we'll come back and sniff it again in a second. Right, let's have a little look-see. Christy says, who can remember when you walk in the store, get handed a freshly sprayed fragrance strip and given a sample to take with you? Oh, the good old days. That sounds nice, doesn't it? I think it depends where you go. I see that, well, I used to see that before everything happened. I did see that occasionally, but not a lot. And Christy says Immortelle is a weird note to me. I don't understand that note yet. No, some people really love it. I only like the maple syrup part of it. So I tried many years ago, I tried Bond Number 9's, what was that called now? I've forgotten what it's called, you lot will know. The one that smells like breakfast, maple syrup on pancakes. But I really didn't like the savoury part of it, which is I think the dried herbs part. Didn't like that. New Harlem, just remembered, New Harlem, it was trending, it was hyped all over YouTube, probably, I don't know, 6 years ago or longer. So I was like, oh my God, I need to try it. It smells like maple syrup on pancakes. I need it. I got a decant of it. And I was like, oh, is that it? Oh, yeah, I don't think Immortale's for me really either. But I don't know if that is actually Immortale. It just reminds me of the syrupy part of Immortale. So the best part, in my humble opinion. And Kev's just tried Montale Intense Cafe and he's not a fan. What do you think it is, Kev, that you don't like? Is it the rose, maybe? Quite a strong rose in that. Dan says, darling Nikki, like the Prince song. I think Mitch actually did tell me the reason for this, for the name, and I can't remember it. It may even be correct. Everything's inspired, the owner of the brand, who is the creative director, everything has a reason behind it. There is an inspiration behind everything. So it wouldn't surprise me. Empty Sense says SMURFY. Hi, Empty Sense. Oh, Dan Spanos. Hi, Dan. I saw you, and for some reason I didn't acknowledge you, so I do apologise, Dan. Always good to see you, Dan. I know you're a busy fella. Right then, I think I'm caught up as best I can be on your comments. So let's spray something else. What we've got here, Mango Skin. So Hillary's got this one. Hillary, was it you or Chris that got this first? Because I remember I watched one of your lives, and I think one of you had bought Mango Skin, and then that kind of caused the other one to buy it. Am I right? So Mango Skin. I think Hillary and Chris are both fans of this one, and I can see why. The opening is something else. It's almost like I guess I'm not mega familiar with mango. I don't buy it. I don't really eat anything with mango in it, or even mango flavoured. To me, it's like an apricot, but brighter and fresher. So yeah, that's my reference, because I don't really know mango. This smells like a really bright apricot, almost like you mix apricot and orange together, mix it, and this is what you have. Hillary's got Mango Skin, and Chris says she buys all the fun crazy stuff, Claire. I just take things when they strike my fancy. Brilliant. What do you both think of Mango Skin now? So what I noticed in the shop that I'm not noticing right now, or what I thought I noticed in the shop, as soon as I smelt it, I said to Mitch, I smell ambroxan, and he said, I don't think it's not listed in this one. And I'm not really smelling it now. Maybe I'm a little bit, but I think it does creep out when it dries down a little bit. It's not a bad thing. It's a very addictive scent. I can see this one selling really well because it's got such a nice fruity opening, and you can tell there's stuff underneath that's going to keep it. It's kind of like musky, woody, sexy, if you like. Very modern, like modern perfumery that does have synthetics, but everyone likes them for a reason. So yeah, I think that's good. Hillary says, I think it's fun and flirty. Smells like mango juice with crushed up runts candies on top. I think we had those tiny little things, like you get them in a box. What am I doing? Stop it, Claire. Kev says too much coffee, not enough rose. Ah, so you actually love you love rose, because I find it quite heavy on the rose, and most people complain about a lack of coffee. Give it time, Kev, because you'll find the vanilla really kicks in, and a little touch of cocoa powder as well. So it's almost like a cappuccino or a latte with a dusting of cocoa powder with a big bouquet of red roses. Yeah, mango skin is very nice. It's slightly got a milky touch to it as well, but not like anything sour or too rich and creamy. Just a tone of a milky touch, like a dash of milk there. Rachel's here. Hey, Rachel. Elaine says Liberty's my favourite London store. Yeah, Liberty's really nice. I love Liberty and Fortnum. I think I really enjoy them because I think the staff are really nice. You don't get too much pressure. I think in Harrods you can get a little bit too much pressure from the staff. I guess they're all under the cosh a little bit because they're all on your case. Which us frag heads, we just want to sniff, don't we? Next one, Smoke Show. Chris, what was that hand motion again, Claire? I missed that. I can't remember, Chris. Really don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. Smoke Show. Let's spray that one in here. So this one, I am not entirely sure. I've smelled it a few times now and I still haven't decided what this smells like. Oh, it does remind me of something though. I think what I'm smelling here is a Smoky Vetiver, but it's quite nice. Smoky, musky. It's not too smoky. It's called Smoke Show. That might scare some people off. It's actually reminds me of By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. That's what it's doing. It's not as sweet, so it's probably not got the roasted marshmallows. Roasted? Do you roast marshmallows? No, I think you toast them, don't you? Yeah, it's really giving me By the Fireplace feeling, but not as sweet, not as much of the sweet elements, more of the fireplace elements. But there is sweetness. Yeah, that's really interesting. There's definitely sweetness, almost like a tiny bit of burnt caramel in there. I think if you like Baccarat Rouge, and which I'm surprised I'm saying this because I've smelt this a few times now, and that has never occurred to me. Neither has the By the Fireplace thing, but I think there might be a touch of ethyl maltol in there, which is in Baccarat Rouge, not anywhere near the heaviness that it's in Baccarat Rouge, but there's like a thin vein of almost like a crispy caramel that's a little bit like the burnt sugar in Baccarat Rouge, because this isn't just smoke. This is smoke and sweet stuff. This is Baccarat Rouge for grown-ups. This is probably just offending everyone. Sorry. This is yeah, I actually quite like that. But it is, yeah, it reminds me of Baccarat Rouge a little bit, and also two of the Navitus ones from Red Adolescence's line. Stephen, Red Adolescence, Navitus, you know what I mean? There's two sweet ones that have got the ethyl maltol candy floss in, and it's reminding me a little bit of that. So I think that's what I'm smelling. It's smoky but not too heavy, with a sugary thread. That's really nice. It's probably leaning a touch synthetic like Baccarat Rouge does. I think it's probably built on the same philosophy as Baccarat Rouge, if that makes sense, but it's a bit more grown up. It's a little bit more interesting. Christy, more masculine. I don't think so. I don't, yeah, it's less, all I can say is it's less sweet. The sugary stuff is much less. So if it's the sugary stuff that makes it feminine, then you would say it's more masculine, but it doesn't smell masculine or feminine. There's nothing floral that I'm picking up on, just like a sweet smoke with a vein of crystallized sugar, or almost not quite caramel though, but yeah, like you know when sugar's melted down and they, like clever cake decorator type people, build things out of sheets of sugar and it would crisp. If you was to crack it, it would crisp. It's that. It's like a sugar crisp. Hillary's not smelt smoke show. Do you like Baccarat Rouge, Hillary? Elaine's not been to Fortnum & Mason in years, but will go soon. Soccer has got to go. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Thank you very much, Soccer. Thank you for your donation earlier as well. Much appreciated. Chris says, oh, I love By the Fireplace. I spray that one on when I'm cozy and reading in the evening. Yeah, that's a good one. I think in the end, I had a decant, and I think with By the Fireplace, I found like it, to me, it's more of a smell that I want my house to smell of rather than me, if that makes sense. I would love a candle like it, and I would love incense like it, or a room spray. But I think it was just something about it smelled more housey than humany. Elaine says, I think I'll like that, as I like By the Fireplace. I'm getting my notebook out. Brilliant. And Blah Fever, did you already smell Poets? No, I've not smelt Poets in Berlin yet. We can do that next if you want. And Hilary says the Vilhelm packaging is gorgeous. And Elaine's not smelt Baccarat Rouge yet. I think you have to smell Baccarat Rouge. If you're into fragrances, it's kind of important to smell it to get to then decide how you feel about it, because so many people use it to compare to other things, like I just did then, because it has that strong overdose of ethyl maltol. And if you don't know what ethyl maltol is, then Baccarat Rouge is a really good point of reference. But you could also go to Prada Candy and probably Aquilina Pink Sugar to do the same thing. Christy, I have By the Fireplace candle. It's wonderful. I bet it is. Oh my God, that would be really nice. Yeah, I'd like that. And Joss says she agrees. Thanks, Joss. Let's have a little drink and then we'll smell the Poets one. And Hillary's got Poets of Berlin as well. I think she said that's her favourite. Oh, this was the one, actually. This was the one I smelled. I sprayed it yesterday, and I couldn't figure out if it had just reawakened another fragrance that was on my skin from the night before. So I woke up and I just thought I'll spray that. And the night before, I was wearing Marc Jacobs Decadence, which is a plum, supposed to be a plum fragrance. To me, it smells a little bit like Parma violets and chocolate coloured rose creams. It's really smooth and lovely. And when I sprayed Poets of Berlin on my skin, it smelled quite a lot like Marc Jacobs Decadence. So let's smell it now and see if it's doing that. Yeah, it is. Okay. Hillary, have you ever tried Decadence? It's not exactly the same, but I would, at the moment, based on the first spray, if you like Marc Jacobs Decadence, you are definitely going to like Poets of Berlin. You should try and smell it when you get a chance, Hillary. I think you'll like it, because yeah, this is doing exactly the same thing. As it smells a little bit chocolatey and a little bit like roses and violets. Now I'm certain that there's probably no, I don't actually know what's in here at all, but it's really creamy and powdery. So if you took chocolate, melted chocolate, oh, it's almost orangey, like chocolate orange. Yeah, it's like a bit like a Terry's chocolate orange actually. But it still reminds me of Decadence, which to me smells like rose creams, like rose flavoured cream covered in chocolate, and also violet flavoured creams covered in chocolate. this is doing a very similar thing. Is this chocolatey to you, Hilary? Oh, it is really nice. It's not like a Montale do chocolate greedy, nothing like that. Chocolate greedy is in your face, nutty, thick chocolate, loud, really, really loud. This is chocolate done with a subtle hand. Hilary, tell me, do you get chocolate? I need some validity here. I need to be validated. Yeah, this is a smooth, fruity chocolate, but really subtly done. And Hilary says it's a green take on iris and vanilla on my skin. Watery at times, bright and semi-citrusy. It's a chameleon. Do you get anything chocolatey from it, Hilary, at all? Or is that just me? Yeah, it's funny because Decadence is also called a green fragrance. But to my nose, it smells like chocolate and violets and roses. But this is like Decadence, but with orange as well. But really, really smooth and mellow and subtle and rounded. I think this is my favourite. It really does have gourmand feel to it. I like that one a lot. Poets of Berlin, my favourite so far. So we need to keep moving because I've got loads to get through. Next one, Basilico and Bellini. Now I didn't tell Hilary I was actually wearing this one up here when I went out on my bike ride because I was updating her on the two wrists, and the one in the middle, this one, I wasn't able to bring up to my nose. But what actually surprised me, the reason, this is the one I was kind of least excited about, because it's kind of like a herbal fragrance, herbal fresh type fragrance, and so I wasn't really paying too much attention. It was only long after my bike ride and I was wandering around the house like a ghost, and I was catching whiffs of this and it was really lovely. I'm not sure if there's vanilla in here or something, but it was giving me really lovely wafts of scent. So Hilary says, I'm not on my skin, but it had a white chocolate vibe on Chris's skin. Okay. Yeah, so this one, I remember Mitch saying that there was something anaesthetic in here. Can't remember, but he mentioned it. Yeah, this one to me smells very herbal, very fresh, but not in a citrusy way. There might be citruses in there. It's more green and really natural, like, actually, that's what we said. I remember this now. It's a bit like stepping into a greenhouse with the tomato plants. It's got this humid, natural green smell. It's exactly like stepping into a greenhouse. But in the dry down, it got really pretty. It's really natural smelling, this one, but unusual. There's nothing I've ever smelt really like this. Yeah, so tomato, to me that's tomato plants in a greenhouse. Not really the soil, just the leaves, I think. Yeah, tomato leaves. Elaine says, I like herbal in the summer heat. Yes, I think it's a perfect summer heat type fragrance, a cooling kind of fragrance. Right, we've got one more then from this house, and then I'll quickly re-sniff everything really quick just to see if I can pick anything up. So this one's called a Lilac a Day. A Lilac a Day. And this one, this is like a peppery floral. I think I remember this one having narcissus. This reminded me of Ostara, which is a discontinued Penhaligon's fragrance based on daffodils, narcissus. I'm pretty sure this has got narcissus in it. It's got this herbal flower, and it's almost a bit like, you know, those butterfly bushes. I'm not sure if they're called buddleia or hyacinth, but the bushes with the big loads and loads of tiny little flowers on big like willy shaped things. I don't know. It kind of smells a tiny bit honeyed, but also quite herbal and fresh and peppery. And the narcissus, like walking past a ton of daffodils in bloom. Super, super floral in a very natural way, in a peppery way rather than a very pretty way. Chris says herbal pepper floral, count me in. Yeah, this is definitely a peppery herbal floral. I'm sure it will change because it says lilac a day, and lilac I think has a slightly different nuance. That might come in a bit. But at the moment it's daffodils and hyacinths in pepperiness and herbalness. Chris says, sounds amazing, Claire. Yeah, really interesting. I think this house is really interesting. Worth checking out. I'm going to go back. Let's try and do them in the order that we looked at them in. So, or thereabouts. Quick sniff then of oh no, we've just done that one. I've buried them all. Right, start at the bottom. Moon Carnival. Still very much a voluptuous floral. Just a hint of, I think we said it started to get sort of lemony clean, and it's definitely not actual lemon, but it's like a floral that's got a lemon nuance to it, if that makes sense. So it's not quite as voluptuous as the white floral bouquet it was in the beginning. Starting to go in that clean, almost like a lily or magnolia. I think it's magnolia maybe. Very sort of sharp, not too sharp, but kind of cold and clean floral. That is kind of a bridal, if a virgin bride could wear that one, I think, if she wants to stay a virgin. Very clean, very innocent, almost clinically clean. So that one's Moon Carnival. Mango Skin. Yeah, so that's now, to me, just veering slightly in the unbroxing direction. You can still smell fresh, bright, fruity mango. And it's really quite fresh and bright still. But it feels to me like there's just a hint of ambroxan in the mix, which is not a bad thing. But that's how I perceive it. Whether it's there or not is another matter. And then we'll go back to Darling Nikki. So this has now got thicker, sweeter, almost a touch smoky, and it now feels much more like Immortelle. Like you just get a little bit more of the Immortelle, not just the syrup now, maybe just a tiny bit of the herbal aspects to it. So it's being balanced. And it's almost like a really, really dark honey, but without being thick like honey. Like the fresh air above a jar of honey, you just waft a little bit of honey at yourself off the top of a very thick, almost black honey. But yellow, peppery as well. Peppery again, I'd say. Peppery yellow florals as well. And syrup. But it's not super sweet, but there's definitely a bit of vanilla going on in here. So Darling Nikki, I think the prize goes to Darling Nikki for the most unique of the fragrances. And Smoke Show. Yeah, that's definitely reminded me of one of the Navitus fragrances from Stephen's line. Maybe it's really nice, and it has got that Baccarat Rouge feel without being as sweet, and it is a little bit smoky, not too much. It's really nice. I think that'll be quite popular. So where do we get to? I will do, that was the last one we did. Poets of Berlin. Yeah, chocolate. Yeah, I can see when you said Hillary came off like white chocolate on Chris. Yeah, it's almost like a white chocolate with a little bit of texture. So if we melt chocolate, but it's not 100% melted, so it still has that tiny bit of powdery texture. a little bit like that, and then a hint of some fruitiness. Beautiful, that one. Poets of Berlin. And we did, when did we ended up on Lilac. So Basilico and Bellini. This is the most savoury. It's got a real savoury edge to the herbal element. This is almost like a little bit lemony herbal, lemony green herbal fresh. But on my skin, it got quite smooth, and it almost felt like a vanilla type fragrance, which I don't think it is, but, and I'm not getting anything vanilla-y, but almost like fougere type fragrances, like fern, the coumarin, I guess, like hay, coumarin, that sort of thing a little bit. Yeah, like fresh hay, maybe not even dried hay, semi-dried hay, and the sun's beating down on it and you get the scent coming up, kind of like that. So that's Basilico and Bellini. Finally then, Lilac a Day. I think this is my least favourite actually, because now it's reminding me of air fresheners, the sort of thing that you spray. I don't know if there's lavender in here, but I'm getting I don't know if it's if it's hyacinth, lavender, herbal, purple, floral type scent. That it reminds me exactly of living at home with my parents, and someone had done a poo-poo, and then the cheap can of air freshener had been released. I can't smell the poo-poo, I can just smell the air freshener. So that's got a scent memory, and I guess lilac is a very common floral smell in air fresheners, so that's probably why it's doing it to me. If you don't have a memory like that, it shouldn't do that to you. But yeah, that's giving me air freshener vibes. And yeah, so that's now my least favourite, a Lilac a Day. Started off really good, but that's now gone to my least favourite. Are you lot all still alive? Have I sent you all to sleep? La Charisma says, great idea, spritz in the boxes. It's a lot easier than little random bits of paper, although I will be doing that now with the rest of the samples I've got. Blah Fever says, I've got a sample of Poets and 2 others from the Vilhelm come in. Chris said, I enjoyed Poets but need to wear it again. Hey Note, like in Memoirs of a Trespasser. I smelt that so long ago, Chris, I really don't know. Elaine says, I want Poets as well now. Hilary says, we're still here. And Scott's doing some sleepy emojis. Have I sent you all to sleep? Come on, wakey, wakey people. It's supposed to be a party. Come on now. Lively up yourselves. Lively up yourself. Don't be no drag. Right, we'll smell some more stuff. Is Lizzie around? If not, we'll move on to... I've got 2 travel sizes that I bought from a new company, or new to me. I don't know how new they are, and I don't know how I pronounce them. John's awake. There's the change, John. Well done. Heather's eating and listening. All right, thank you, Heather, for confirming that you're still here. Christy's making dinner, and Katrine's here. Hi, Katrine. Okay, all right, great to know you're all still alive. Right, so Katrine's joining the party a bit late. That's all right, better late than never. So we have these 2 fragrances here from Njie or Njie. Oh, I don't know if, yeah, okay, hopefully you can see that. I've got 2 sample sprays I've got, or travel sprays, Fleurs and Vanilj. Did I talk about these already? Someone tell me if I already talked about these in another live. It's starting to come back to me. If not, then I'll carry on. So I saw this company, and I saw in particular the fragrance called Fleurs on Instagram when Marcus Ibrahim, he's got a great Instagram account, really nice Instagram account actually. He was kind of going on about Fleurs. In fact, there was a lot of posts, a lot of individual posts, all on one fragrance called Fleurs. He's clearly smitten, and that got my attention. So I went and looked at the Instagram account, and then I looked at the website, and they're actually quite affordable. I can't remember the price for the full size bottles, but these, which I believe are 7.5 mils, these are about £15 each. So I was initially going to get a sample set. So they do a sample set of all of their fragrances. But when I looked at the notes of everything, there was only 2 that I was really interested in. So I thought I would rather get bigger sizes of the 2 that caught my fancy. So Vanilj, which I'm probably not saying correctly, obviously is supposed to be, well, I'm guessing is supposed to be a vanilla fragrance, but actually it really surprised me, because usually when anything's called vanilla or variation on vanilla, it's quite sweet, isn't it? And you get the vanilla straight away. This is a really earthy, stony, almost soil-like or petrichor kind of scent. Let's have a little look. Kev's on the wine. Cheers, Kev. Let me have a little swig of my drink. Cheers. Yeah. Okay, so I probably haven't spoken about them before. No one's telling me that I have. Hi, Stephen. Nice to see you. And right, so yeah, Vanilj, I don't get any vanilla at all in the opening. I don't know what I really get. It's like rain on, not just rain on concrete, but not quite soil either. It's very lots of minerals. Very, it could be. It's kind of cold. I'm trying to imagine. Is it sand? It's not hot sand. It's cold stones. It's maybe even mossy cold stones, wet pavement. It's not quite soil, but it's all the mineral stuff. But it's quite strong, even though I'm not getting a really strong scent image. It's flinty, stony, watery, but not watery. But just it's bringing to mind rain. It's definitely got petrichor. I feel petrichor notes. Probably a hint of patchouli. It's kind of grey. Yeah, it's really unusual. I need to test it properly on skin. It's not very sweet. Whether that vanilla comes out at some point, I'm sure it must. Haven't tested this one yet, but I hope it does. But if not, I really like this. It's really interesting. But I would wear this with something sweeter. So I would do it maybe like a spray on each wrist of this, and then maybe something sweeter in my elbows and up here, because this is kind of an addictive scent, but not in a sweet way like I normally have my fragrances, if that makes sense. So yeah, that one is Vanilj. And then the one that, that is Vanilj. The other one, the one that Marcus really loved, is called Les Fleurs. And this is actually it's a fig fragrance. And I don't normally like fig. I'm going on my hand with this one. And I don't normally love fig. I don't dislike it. It's just not a note that I love, because it can come off a little peachy sometimes, and I don't really like peach. And it can come off a little bit coconutty as well. I think we might have had this discussion already. Lizzie Bean is back. John says, "Your Grace, that was quick." Yeah, so, oh wow. So this is, Les Fleurs is my favourite of the 2, because it's kind of different. It's really unusual. It's a honeyed floral. But not, so when I was talking about honeyed florals that were peppery and herbal in the other fragrances, this isn't herbal in any way. It's like honeysuckle, but there's no herbal edge. So it's honey floral, like honeysuckle, but also very fresh. Like there's probably a little there's a little citrusy accord probably that's making it fresh, but it's not a citrus fragrance. Like you don't sort of smell it and go, oh, that's a citrus fragrance. It's a honeyed floral fragrance that's fresh. Lizzie says, quick, I've been ages, clearly I haven't been missed. I've cleansed, exfoliated, lotions and face masks. Oh, that's nice. Bit of self-love, Lizzie Bean. Yeah, so this is, itchy face, sorry. Yeah, really, really nice, this one. In the dry down, I do get quite a bit of icery super, so that kind of sweet, cedary, chalky note. If you don't like that, you're not going to like this, because I think it's quite strong. It's not the main player, but it's an important player. Probably sort of once you hit the dry down, it does kind of like take up about 15 to 20% of what you're smelling, but it does help cling on to all the other elements, which are lovely. Yeah, it smells like orangey yellow, and the fig isn't peachy, and it's not really coconutty. It's kind of gritty. It's fruity, but it doesn't go as peachy as fig can go, which is the thing that I don't really like. Yeah, I think it's really, really good. Worth checking out. The prices are amazing. They're UK based, so all my fogies in the UK, my cronies, my UK cronies, you can get them quite cheap. You can get sample sets and travel sizes really quite cheap. So they were £15, I think, each, the travel size fragrances. And yeah, I really recommend Les Fleurs. I like that one. Lizzie says self-love takes an extra half an hour. You didn't have time for that, did you, Lizzie? Focus was more accurate. Yeah, sorry about that. Right, let's move those out the way, and then we're gonna smell some more stuff. So we've got Lizzie's stuff that she sent me. So Lizzie sent me some stuff which arrived today, and we've got 4 things to smell. So she really sweetly and kindly sent me a whole travel spray of Osiris from Sylvaine Delacourte. So I think Lizzie started out with this, and then she ended up getting a full bottle, and it's really sweet of her to send that one on to me. It's quite funny because she said to me, she was doing me a sample or a couple of samples, and she said, is there anything else you want to try? And I'd just watched, or sort of the night before, watched one of her videos where she talked about Osiris, and I said, oh, would you mind like a little smidgen of Osiris? And then she said, oh, I was actually, she said, it's a coincidence because I was going to give you this travel size. So bless her. But let's smell it. Let's smell it. This is where I slag it off. I'm sure I've never found a Sylvaine Delacourte that's not good. I think even if they're not like major loves, I think they're all good. I really like what she does. I can smell it in the air though. It is really nice. So this is from the Orange Blossom collection. So of course it's Orange Blossom. Ooh, that's unusual. Carolyn says smoke show sounds like something I should try. Scott says self-love takes half an hour even in the bloody shower. Jacqueline, hi Jacqueline. She says hey to everyone. And Christy likes Osiris, very pretty, orange blossomy. Chris says Lucky sent just an email today saying they have Vilhelm now. So if you want the Vilhelm, they are in Lucky Scent, so you don't have to get them from Europe. Jon Snow says an hour just to get the fella stood up. Jon Snow is oversharing this evening. Christy says, is Osiris the one with sesame in it? I don't know. Lizzie might. Lizzie says it's a weird one. The sesame note comes through later. Oh, so there is sesame in this one. And oh, Barry's here. Hi Barry. I've got your samples. I don't think I told you they arrived. And Toy Boy and Ultramel. I've got them here. We're going to smell them. Thank you for those. Okay, Osiris. Oh, it's got like a fizzy orange feel, like a almost Coke. So it's not quite Fanta orange, but it's got the fizziness of Fanta orange. But if you mix it with Coca-Cola, it's like it's giving me the sort of sweets and drinks that you have as a child. It's reminding me of sweets I would have had as a child. I like it. I really like it. I'm going to put that one on my skin because I really like it. Do a spray there, and then I can keep coming back to that one. Oh, Lizzie, thank you so much. I really like it. I'd imagine there's what Sylvaine seems to do is she has this magical touch with musks. I think her first collection was musk, and I think that's where her heart lies, because everything, even the vanilla collection that I tried, everything is tinged with this lovely, clean, fluffy, musky things. And I have a feeling that's in here too. On skin, it's slightly different actually. It is giving me Coca-Cola, kind of like a more spicy Coca-Cola, almost like gingery, spicy. And a bit of bubble gum or gobstoppers. Really unusual, but I really like it. It's pretty. Yeah, I love it. It's fresh, so it's a really nice, like, summer day fresh kind of sweet fragrance. I love sweet fragrances you can wear in the summer, and it's giving you sweetness, but it's giving you freshness and fizz. Definitely get fizz. So let's try Rose Trombone. Let's get the old sellotape off. So this is from L'Orchestre, and Lizzie has reviewed the whole L'Orchestre line on her channel, Rose and Jones. So if you haven't already, do check it out, because her way of describing fragrances is really, really good. And she had the sample set from L'Orchestre, and this was the one that she ended up buying the full bottle of. And of course she loves rose, and it's called Rose Trombone. I can't remember the notes now. I did definitely like the sound of them, but I think with rose, Lizzie and our taste can vary. So Lizzie quite likes some of the fresher roses, some of the watery roses, and she doesn't mind roses to not have too much depth, whereas I like my roses to be heavy, maybe gothic or gourmand. So I can't remember how this one was supposed to be or what the notes are, but let's have a go. That's different actually. So it's a little bit fruity. I feel, is there oud in here? Oh, I don't know if there's oud in here. Is there a little bit of patchouli or a little bit of oud, or both? Lizzie says, oh God, nervous with Rose Trombone. You're the only other person who's tried this one. Has a smooth professional touch. Oh no, it's better. Hang on. You've definitely got some woods in the background, but not heavy, not like dark woods, more like a lighter woods. It feels like there's a real light touch of oud, not to the degree that it would scare me off. Oh, it's got pear, rose and sandalwood. It's a pear fragrance. Yes, now you say it, I get it. Yeah. It's really interesting. So it's kind of a fresh rose, I guess. But the pear, it's really unusual. Honestly, I actually quite like it at the moment. But it's almost like sawdust. So it's sawdust, rose, pear. The pear, I like that you can actually, once you know it's there, you can actually really smell the pear, and it blends lovely with the rose. Like it almost creates another smell. So if you didn't know what it was, if you'd sent that to me unlabeled and I didn't know it's called rose trombone, it's almost like the pear and the rose have created a whole nother smell. Yeah, and you got this, just this little background of pencil shavings or wood shavings. And I thought that I feel like I might be able to smell a tiny hint of oud, but then I think no, I don't. And I feel like there's a tiny bit of patchouli, then I think maybe not. Yeah, I need to try that on skin. I feel like paper's not really cutting it. We'll chuck that on my... I like this. It's really unusual. Rose trombone. So we're going to put that one there. Okay, let's have a little swiggy. Pear, rose, sandalwood and rum. Interesting. No oud. Barry says, bless you all, let's concentrate on perfume. Shouldn't have distracted from the queen bean. Not sure how or why you distracted them. Oh, something's going on. Sorry. I had a drama today. My lad face planted to the floor, had the ambulance. Oh no. But he's all right now, is he, Barry? I'm assuming so, because you probably wouldn't be here if he wasn't. But that's yeah, that must have been stressful. Jacqueline says, don't be worried, Rose, it's all good. It's different, isn't it? Yes. On my skin, there's this something different that's not on the paper. It's almost like a sour. There's a couple of things that are contradicting each other on my skin, but I've only just sprayed it. Yes, you've got like this sort of sour note with woods and rose and pear. So the rose and pear are lovely together. But yeah, I think it will all merge very nicely in a moment. Has a polished wood vibe. Yes, I can see that. And that's probably what that sour note is. Yeah, it's really unusual, really unusual. Excuse me, must be the rum making it heavier, says Christy. Jon Snow has got a trombone emoji and also looks like meat on a bone. Jacqueline slowed down with purchasing lately, haven't purchased all week. Let's see how long I last. Yeah, good luck with that, Jacqueline. John says, I've done a week too, feels good. You had quite a nice present at the beginning of the week though, John, didn't you? Do I find it to be shiny like polished varnish? Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah. There's some elements to it that's quite familiar, but it doesn't smell like, altogether it doesn't smell like anything I've smelt before. Really unusual, that one. Pretty, it's pretty, but it's almost like the woodsiness and maybe that varnishy, the varnish and the woods stop it being too pretty or too girly. So you could 100%, anyone can wear it. In fact, it's starting to lean more masculine already. So I think the pear's disappearing quite quickly. So it's more woods now. I'd say woods is the strongest. Woods and varnish and wood chippings. Almost like, I don't even know if I can smell the rose anymore, but I might have overwhelmed my nose. Let's let some air in. Oh, hello, sweetie. Didn't see you there. Oh, yeah, I'm getting more on the wood side than anything else now. Right, let's have a quickie catchy uppy. Lizzie and Claire, Rose and Pear. Yeah, that would actually work, wouldn't it? Christy's dying to buy something. Well, that's funny. I have now gone more than 15 days. So, yeah, check me out. Lizzie says it stayed lovely and sweet on her. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird, but I've lost a lot of the... There's a touch of sweetness left, but it's mostly wood. It's quite woodsy. Chris is here. Finally, my sweetie fix. Have a look. Oh, there she is. What's this, sweetie? There she is. Look this way. Look this way. Come on. People want to see you. Come here. Oh, where are you going? No, don't come over here. Don't come over here, sweetie. Oh. Right. Kev says I love that cat. Christy says time for wine. At least I haven't sworn off those purchases. There's something you can enjoy, Christy. Cheers, everyone. Right then. It's almost something a little bit soapy in the trombone thing, Liz. Yeah, there's something really clean in there, like squeaky clean. Anyhow, let's move on to another one. We've got, I want to save Sydney Rock Pool till last because I'm really excited about that. Mind you, I'm kind of excited about Sweet Vanilla as well. Lizzie says I would like Sweet Vanilla the most. So let's go for the Sydney Rock Pool. So Sydney Rock Pool by Arquiste. Years ago, I had a sample of Arquiste's Architects Club, and it's a really nice vanilla. I don't know if you've tried that one, Lizzie. If you like Cuir Beluga, there's a chance you'll like that one too, because it was kind of suede-y, like Cuir Beluga is off of Guerlain. Different, not the same, maybe not as sweet, not as easy, slightly more challenging, but really nice. I was on the fence. I was kind of poised to buy it at one point, and then I found so many other vanillas that I loved that I forgot about it. But Arquiste have got this Sydney Rock Pool. I think I first heard about this from Arlise over on the Curious Perfumer, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's where... Is that where you heard about it, Lizzie? Is that what piqued your interest? Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting to get a blast of sweetness. Like a little bit of sweetness. That's interesting. I think I'm going to sneeze. Elaine says, may have to purchase online at the moment. Any recommendations? What are you looking to buy? Oh. What are you in the market for, Elaine? So Sydney Rock Pool made me sneeze. John Snow says, ooh, I'll do Sweet Vanilla with you, Claire. Oh, have you got a sample as well? Okay, we'll sniff that one together. Katrin says, I've tried it. It's a bit like Whispers in the Library also, in my opinion. Which one, Katrin, are we talking about? Sydney Rock Pool? Or... Yeah, I think we might be talking about Sydney Rock Pool. Lizzie says, yeah, the Curious Perfume is where I heard about it. Yeah. She got really piqued my interest with it as well. With her salt, she did a brilliant video, best salty or top 10 salty perfumes, or just a list of salty perfumes. But it was a really good video. She's just, she's another one like Lizzie, who's very good at describing fragrances, so that you can almost smell them yourself. And Lizzie, don't counteract me. Don't contradict me. I'm putting a ban on that. Yeah, Sydney Rockpool. This is, it's almost leathery, but it's not. I mean, it's not leather. I guess it's sort of like a seaweedy type note, but there's sugar. There's something sweet in here. So it's like you're at the sea. I'm looking around because the insects are in the house again. And we don't like that, do we? There's a moth flying around over there. We don't want another moth incident. I feel like, I guess there's a suntan lotion thing, isn't there? Oh, it's nice because if you like suntan lotion-y type scents, aquatic suntan lotion, like Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc, but the Eau de Soleil Blanc, the Eau de Toilette is more aquatic and lighter. But if you feel that's too sweet for you, and you wanted something more on the aquatic side, but not in a horrible Invictus cheap blue men's bottle way, in an actual genuine representation of being by the sea, but just a hint of suntan lotion and perhaps a sugary snack. This is really nice. Oh my god, I'm really surprised. I thought it might be too aquatic for my taste because I don't always like aquatics, but there's something that they've done here. They haven't used the standard cheap, I don't know if it's a combination of cologne, which is that sort of melony sea salt type scent. A lot of fragrances use that, but this is, oh, I think there's a bit of ambroxan in here actually. A tiny hint of seaweed and a genuine fresh air at the sea. Not a big breeze, not a big blast, not a big wind in your face, gentle breeze. Something almost slightly, not exactly spicy, but slightly, almost like cinnamon, almost like licorice, but not actually going there. Does that make sense? Lizzie, tell me if you feel me here. do I get what you get? Christy says Curious Perfumer is great. Yeah, she's really, really good. I love how she talks. Oh my god. Oh, it's just a fly. It's okay. It's just a fly. Don't panic. I love how she talks. She's got a lovely southern drawl, and she's just lovable. She's just lovable. Everyone said bless you for my sneeze. Thank you very much. Once a wish, twice a kiss. So I did. What did I do too? Looks like we're gonna have a snog, Scott. Jacqueline says, what's your favourite purchase this year or lately, everyone? I'll let everyone answer that. Super sexy on skin. Okay, I don't need any more enticing. Are these expensive, Chris? Lizzie, are these expensive? Let's go up here. I think they are, but I don't know if they're mega expensive or just a bit expensive. We'll let that settle just a sec. Oh, Elaine was thinking of Prada Candy. Okay, I recommend Prada Candy Gloss. That's my favourite from that line. Nisky Pisky says, what's in the goblet today? Well, goblet of fire today. It is the old vodka Diet Coke as per usual. But I was saying to everyone, I might start experimenting with different flavoured gins. And I'll get a nice glass to show off the colours. And for now it is the usual. Truth Within saying to Jackie Gucci's memoir doing a just got 100ml after finishing a Traveller Rollerball. There's a seaweed called Frangipani. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. And is there a touch of coconut? I think there's a little bit of coconut, which I didn't get on the paper. but I get it on skin. I love aquatics if done right with a white floral or some fruits. I think then, Jackie, you'll probably really like this. I've never tried an aquatic like this. I've never liked an aquatic this much. I mean, it's obviously only based on top notes, but I love the lightness. So the florals, I think there's coconut, the florals, the sweet stuff is kept really quite minimal, and the aquatic is bigger, but it's not sharp, and it's not got that synthetic thing that you get from the likes of Invictus. It's got a little bit of vanilla in it as well, I think. It's someone's here. Best Brands Perfume says, which Prada Candy is your favourite? So as I just said probably before you got here, Prada Candy Gloss is my favourite. So Best Brands Perfume, are you Christian? Everyone's saying hi to Christian, so I'm guessing that's who you are. If you are, then I can call you Christian from now on. And some introductions. And Lizzie says, I thought there must be vanilla, but nothing listed. Yeah, I think there is. It's almost a little bit rubbery. Yeah, to me, did we say if there's coconut or not? I feel like there's a tiny bit of coconut and a tiny bit of vanilla. Yeah, let me know if there's supposed to be coconut, Lizzie. You might have already told me that and I couldn't see it. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I wanted to try it out of curiosity and I didn't really expect to love it. But that's really good. And I see what you mean about being sexy. It's like that saltiness. That's like you've got out the sea, your suntan lotion on, you got out the sea, you've got the wet water, you've got the sea water and the sea salt, and then if you let that dry in the sun a little bit, you would then have the smell of the sea salt and the suntan lotion and a sugary snack. No coconut, something called Amber Max. Amber Max is the ingredient that's in Sauvage. So when people talk about Sauvage, they talk about the ambroxan, but I learned from Sarah McCartney, it's not the ambroxan that I hate in Sauvage, it's the Amber Max. It's the Amber Max that's that like hit you in the face, sharp, woodsy kind of scent. You've got it's combined with ambroxan, but I think it's Amber Max that usually bothers me, but it's certainly not bothering me in this. Yeah, to me it smells like coconut and a little bit of vanilla, but it's more about sea breeze, a little tiny hint of seaweed. Kev says he hates Sauvage with a passion. John Snow says, Lizzie, literally every perfume you own has jasmine. Oh, has it got jasmine in it? Oh, yeah, it does have jasmine. No, I wouldn't particularly pick it out. Lizzie says, so 3 hit samples so far. Yes, we're on a roll. So where did I put? Oh, what's that? What was that? What have we done? What have we done? We did Rose Trombone. That was somewhere else. Oh, we still got to do sweet. Oh, that's the Osiris. Okay. Oh, yeah. The Osiris is really nice. Might get weird. No, I wouldn't say it's... Is it weird? Not in a bad way. It's like it's just deepened up, so it's not as fizzy and fresh now. It's like it's like orange. So you mixed up your Fanta and your Coca-Cola, then you spilt it on the top, and then the sun came out on the plastic table and dried it all out, and then you've got this sticky mess of Fanta and Coca-Cola combined. Kind of, but more. Maybe even, I don't know, like gasoline. Is there sort of like violet leaf or something? Anyway, I like it. It's good. It's almost a touch woody as well. Osiris, I really like it. Christy says, I really like Osiris. I want to buy it once I'm off restriction. Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different, but in a good way. Now, where did we go with the old trombone? Can't remember. Here? Can't remember. I think it was here. Yeah, trombone is alike. And I think it still does retain some of the rose, which I thought had gone. It's maybe too much woody, not enough sweetness for me, but it's still nice. I still need to give it a proper, I'll give it a proper try, definitely. So let's do, John, if you got your sweet amber at the ready, sweet vanilla at the ready, John. Wake up, John, John, wake up. John, wake up. Sweet vanilla time, John. I'll tell you a little story while John was waking up. Last night I went to sleep with affirmations. So I was looking for sleep meditation, and John is trying to sneeze in the corner. I was looking for sleep meditation, and I came across this affirmations sleep. It was supposed to be a sleep meditation thing, but it's affirmations, and it's like 7 hours worth. And normally I avoid the really long sleep meditations because it freaks me out when I wake up and the phone's still going off at weird, like saying weird stuff. But I thought, oh, do you know what? There's no harm in it. I'll try this 7 hour sleep affirmation thing because it's going to turn me into Wonder Woman. So this phone's sort of, this lady, this Australian voice, telling me all this stuff about myself. I am this, I am that. But I mean, all she does is repeat about 10 different statements over and over and over again. But it just took over my dreams. So in my dream, I'm at an event in like a crowded room, and a couple of people kept on saying these affirmations at us, and all I'm doing the whole time is taking the piss out of the speakers. Like, why do they keep saying this? They're fucking dicks. Like, just laughing at them. But it was my phone. These affirmations, I think they just give you really weird dreams. So I'm not going to do that again. Oh, John, you're awake. John says, Claire, you will buy Parfums de Marly. You will buy Parfums de Marly. Which Aussie lady could it be? Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, says, I'm hoping to film an ASMR bedtime fragrance video this weekend. Maybe that will put you to sleep. Oh, that would be lovely. Yes, do that, Hilary. Definitely do that. Who's up for Hilary doing an ASMR fragrance bedtime video? All in favour say aye. And Jacqueline says, I really love my Maison Lancomes I purchased for Gourmands. Love my new Galants and my Frederic Malle. Right, John, you ready? We've got sweet vanilla to test. I'm going to have to do it on paper because I'm really running out of skin now. Ready? Armed and dangerous? Yes, Hilary, please sing. Sing a little lullaby. Ear in my hand, says Jon Snow. So let's go. Right, little spray. Little spray. I'm going to take a swig of my drink while that settles. Oh, I can smell it already. Oh, I can smell it in the air already. Yes, it's a fruity vanilla. We'll start with that. Of course it is. We know that it's apricot. kind of milky though, but not like mango skin, although as I said, that mango reminded me of an apricot anyway in mango skin. This is definitely backed by a lot of vanilla. It reminds me a little bit of, there's a Montale that's called Vanilla Absolute. I think it's called Vanilla Absolute or Vanille Absolute. Either way, it's similar. So it smells like sweets. So that one reminded me of sweets and vanilla. And this does as well. In fact, this smells really, really similar, but a slightly fruitier, slightly fresher. Right, so we've got some eyes. Christy says eye, Barry says eye. Centurion Scott has put his hand up, so he's saying eye too. Liz has already said please sing too. Oh, looks like my chat's disconnected. Can you see me? Because my I'm not sure if I'm losing connection. On my laptop, I'm all frozen and stuff, and it says chat disconnected. But I can see you're still commented on my phone. So looks like we're okay, and the problem is probably the laptop. So that's okay then. Fragrance Anatomy said he's back, he's on his way to work. Right, so I can't see the comments on my laptop anymore, but you're saying you can see me. It's just annoying because I can't really see the comments too well. So let's carry on with the sweet vanilla. Yeah, it's comforting, milky. It is that sweet kind of, I don't want to say synthetic, but I guess I do mean that synthetic vanilla. So it's not like some vanillas can be kind of woody and a little bit spicy. They can feel a little bit more natural. This is a sweet vanilla that is in white chocolate. It's a sweet vanilla that's in cupcake icing. It's comforting, very sweet, and fruity, and quite lovely, like marmalade, I guess. Marmalade mixed in with Chantilly cream. Yeah, it's really nice. It's got a tiny tang to it, so it's not just pure sweetness. I think there's this little tang that's stopping it from being too sweet. It is quite sweet though. I mean, it's very sweet, but it is slightly counteracted by a little tang, almost, which is why I'm thinking of marmalade, because marmalade's got a bit of a tang. It's really nice. I just wish I could see your comments. This bloody laptop, I might try a different page. And let me shut that page. We'll open another one. Because I don't want a edible arm, says John. But I can't see the comments before. So yeah, I'm just going to try and load up my laptop. Oh no, site can't be reached. I don't know, I've lost the internet on my laptop by the looks of it. Or maybe not. Maybe not, maybe not. Here we go. Right. Okay, I might be getting my comments back up. So that will be good. Right, here we go. That's better. Just a little catch up then. Lizzie said it started to go chalky like Parma Violets and Love Hearts. Ew, that sounds really nice. Okay, I will probably try it on skin. I don't know if I've got any skin. I guess I could go up here. Where's the sample gone? Sweet vanilla. Here we go. Here we go. Right, we're going to go up here. One spray should do it for now. We'll let that settle for a minute. Wow, that, I mean, it's so strong. Oh, it's actually stinging my eye. That actually stung my eyes. Okay. John, what are you getting from it? You might have already said. Fudge with an orangey fruit. Is that rum fudge? Oh, here we go. Toffee like fudge. Right. So Jon Snow gets toffee like fudge, like a rum fudge with orangey fruits. Yeah, I totally get the orangey fruits. It actually smells not just apricotty, but apricot and orange. Apricot and orange marmalade. To me, it mixed in with a Chantilly cream. We're quite heavy on the vanilla though, or even like melted ice cream. Yeah, because it's kind of thick, very sweet vanilla. Lizzie says it is synthetic. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the sweet Montales and Manceras are. That's what they're loved for. That's their thing, and it's nothing wrong with that. Jacqueline says orange fudge. Oh, I like that mix. I will not buy. I will not buy. You need an affirmation, Jacqueline. It just says I will not buy. I do not buy stuff. I do not buy perfumes. But trust me, you'll have the weirdest dream. Actually, that dream got a little bit naughty, as I recall now. Yeah, it did. It did. But I'm not listening to that again because that's just weird. Elaine, I don't like any hints of synthetic. I don't think you'd like it then, Elaine. It's a very sweet. It's nothing. I'm getting nothing natural from it really at all. It's like flavours that have been made in a factory for flavouring sweets. Chantilly Cream, Christy, is vanilla infused cream. I think you might add sugar as well. So it's a sweet vanilla. To take your thick, heavy, I think you guys call it heavy whipping cream or heavy cream. We call it double cream. And you just infuse it with vanilla, and I think you probably add sugar as well to make it sweet. Certainly how I'm imagining it is definitely got sugar in it as well. Do you like it, John? Says Lizzie. And John says, you know what, Lizzie? He says, you know what, Lizzie? I do. It's a tad strong. Need to go light. It's pretty strong. Mind your peepers. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely got my eyeballs. Lizzie says, oh my God, I had a naughty dream the other night about Robert Pattinson. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. My person involved in mine wasn't famous. But it was quite nice looking. Jon Snow says it's extremely hefty and heavy, perfect for a very cold day. Definitely. Hilary says, I can't believe you're cheating on me. John says, were you watching Potter, Lizzie? And Kevin says, I always have naughty dreams. Oh, here we go. Look, we've kept it clean for 108 minutes. We have had no innuendos, as far as I'm aware. We've had no innuendos, no alternative words for body parts or functions. I think we've done really well. So now's the time to get it all out. I think we've just got Barry's to smell now, haven't we? So we've done Lizzie's. So I think it's just 2 more to smell, and then I'm going to cut it off. So Barry sent me Ultramel. I wanted to try that because it's got a pear note, and he also sent me Toy Boy, which I was listening to Toy Boy by Sunita on my Alexa before this stream started. John's asking if Kev's dreams are about Robert Pattinson. Scott says Barry's squirt, which is my favourite so far. Out of everything you sent me, Lizzie. It might be the rock pool, I think. Even though it doesn't fit my psychological profile, doesn't fit my scent profile as much as the others do. I like the fine balance between the sweet notes and the salty notes, and that it doesn't go that sweet. I really enjoy Osiris, but it's kind of got quite strong, and like it's thickened up on my skin. So I was saying it's a really good summer scent. I've now changed my mind. It might be a bit cloying, probably fine for a summer night, but hot day might be a bit much. It's got kind of woody, almost a touch smoky. It's unusual. I think in terms of what I would wear and enjoy the most and feel most confident wearing, I'll probably Sydney Rockpool. But the trombone's nice actually. The rose is definitely still present. So I was imagining that had disappeared. It hasn't disappeared. Right, Toy Boy. Spray that. I don't know what the notes are in these fragrances. So Toy Boy is that bottle by Moschino. I think it is Moschino, isn't it? That looks like a giant black gummy bear. Oh, out of all of tonight's, I think it probably is still Sydney Rockpool, I think. Although I really like Poets of Berlin, it's Sydney Rockpool, I think. Toy Boy's nice though. I could wear this. I mean, unless it gets super masculine. At the moment, that's quite nice. I mean, I have no clue what that is. It's kind of fizzy, a little bit like Coca-Cola, but also a little bit like chocolate at the same time. Something a little bit fresh, something a little bit spicy. What's it reminding me of? Bulgari Man in Black. I think it's reminding me of Bulgari Man in Black, which is one of my favourite men's fragrances. Because it's kind of sweet, but it's not too sweet. And maybe it's got some, has it got some violet leaf or something? It's like something like Fahrenheit, something like you took a tiny piece of Fahrenheit and put it in here. Rose and a bit of pear as well. So we've got some pear in here. It's really nice. Yeah, is there some ginger or I'm not sure. It's spicy. It's not too spicy. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. Yeah, I would happily wear that. I'd like to try it on skin. Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, yeah, that's, I put it over here, didn't I? Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, we're clean. So basically playing the big squirt again, really, aren't I? Right, I'm going to let that settle and we'll spray Ultra Melt on a bit of paper. Right, here we go. Ultra Melt. So this has pear as well, doesn't it, Barry? I'm sure it does. I really want to try the new one. I think it's just called Le Beau. Heather says, under a severe weather advisory, I'm squinting to hear. Oh, sorry. Shall I shout louder, Heather? Ultramel. So that's kind of fresh, sweet, green. Mersey says he thinks Ultramel's overrated. Jacqueline says she loves La Belle, the pear and vanilla crumble pie. Yes, big fan of that myself. Barry says it smells like date for men. Yeah, it does smell more, a little bit more generic. It's a little bit more like a lot of other fragrances. Like, it's kind of got this fresh blue feel. Not exactly, yeah, a touch aquatic. Yeah, it is. I think it is aquatic, isn't it? But it's sweet. And there's definitely ambroxan in here. It's got some of the sauvage ingredients in it. So on top, it's got quite nice sort of, you've got the fruity nuance and some sweetness, which I really like. And sitting underneath it, it's like a green shower gel. Radox, that herbal Radox shower gel, clean, fresh. Yeah. Barry says, I think it's more sweet than aquatic. Yeah. But I can definitely smell ambroxan. Yeah, ambroxan, Radox shower gel. Yeah, it's good. It's actually got, so Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle that we were just talking about, it's got a common ingredient, which I think is either ambroxan or a note, an accord with ambroxan in it. It's sharing, it's definitely sharing a common denominator with La Belle, which I really love. And I think that's ambroxan. Oh, Lanier's here. Hi, Michael. Yeah, it's funny to smell this and to be reminded of La Belle, which they're quite different, but they actually have some similar components because they both have pear, and I would say they definitely both have this sort of ambroxan accord. But the girl version, La Belle, is a lot sweeter. The pear's kind of thicker and more sugary, and the whole shebang is thicker. And this is, I feel like this is aiming to be like a fresh blue type fragrance, but sweet and addictive. And Barry says it's the sweetest out of the La Mer range. I can see why the fellas like it. It will have an addictive quality with that ambroxan accord and the sweetness, because it's sweet enough that you're going to enjoy the sweetness, but it's not so sweet that you're going to feel like you're wearing something that's super feminine. So I can understand why it's so popular. I can understand why Jeremy cloned it. I'm only kidding. I haven't smelt date from him. But yeah, I actually really like the synthetic accord, actually. And maybe it's because it's reminding me of La Belle, and I have such a strong affection for La Belle that common thread is just making me really like this. If yeah, if someone walked up to me in a bar and they smelt like this, I'd think they smelt really nice. But probably if they're oversprayed, that would be a little bit off-putting because it's kind of loud. but I don't know how it performs. Lania says sweet is a hard aspect for me in most perfumes. Yeah, your taste definitely lies more citrus or chypre or woody, vetiver, that kind of stuff, and leathers you like, don't you? I like sweet. Barry says the Parfum or Le Beau. What's the one that came out at the same time as La Belle? I thought it was called Beau. I could be wrong. Came out at the same time, and it definitely had a pear note as well. That is nice, and at least it's not Sauvage. So it doesn't smell like this. It doesn't smell like you smell this. You know, you smell Sauvage everywhere. Well, I certainly do. At work, so many people wear Sauvage. I haven't been to work for a long time, so I can't complain. But yeah, when I was at work, I would often just walk around. If I was walking to lunch or whatever, blokes would walk past and I'd just get wafts of Sauvage. Le Parfum has been announced recently, and Kev says it's Le Beau. I'm pretty sure it would make sense it's Le Beau because La Belle, Le Beau, La Belle, Le Beau. That's their equivalents, aren't they? They both mean the beautiful, feminine and masculine. So that would make more sense. But this one definitely feels like they've used the common ingredients to make La Belle. And yeah, I actually quite like it for a sort of generic man's fragrance. If I take my snobby head off and just enjoy it for what it is, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I think if you like Ambroxan, you're gonna like that. Oh, I'm getting whiffs of the sweet vanilla. There it is. So yummy. Yeah, it's very like a bag of sweeties. Yeah, it's probably it is actually too sweet. Excuse me, too sweet for the way that my taste has kind of evolved, but I can really enjoy it still, if that makes sense. Lania, we're talking about ultra male there, that last one. And what's Toy Boy like? So Toy Boy's up here. Oh, that's nice. That's actually it's kind of fresher than it was on the paper, with a little tiny hint of smoke. It's not as Coca-Cola-y as it was on the paper. It still has like, yeah, you said rose. It reminds me a little bit of D Squared Potion Black, which is discontinued now, which is a really nice men's rose fragrance. It's not quite as heavy. But yeah, it's similar-ish to the Bulgari Man in Black. It's not that close, but it is ballpark, but like not as ballpark as I normally talk. Slightly social distance ballpark. Yeah, it's like a spicy. I struggle, I think, with the more masculine leaning fragrances to pick out notes because I'm not used to, I guess, some of the more masculine notes when they're all combined together. But I mean, this could be unisex 100%. It's got a little bit of sweetness. It's spicy, and I don't know, is it sandalwood or? But I've got so much on now, it's crazy. It's all a bit wild. I've got how many perfumes on? Ugh. My fragrance anatomy is 9 p.m. Try 9 p.m. Afnan. I think we're talking about films. Lanier does like Bulgari Man in Black. Yeah, I really like that one. Barry says Bulgari Man in Black is more spice, no rose. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of smoke, almost like a poppy. A poppy can be smoky. I don't really know. But I feel like there's something chocolatey, not like proper chocolate. I don't know if there's a tiny bit of patchouli in there that's leaning in a chocolate direction. It's like a sweet patchouli. Elaine says men's fragrances and women's I like with black pepper. I like pepper, definitely. I really enjoy pepper. Barry says it's got pink pepper and magnolia as well as nutmeg. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's quite smooth. So yeah, that's getting a thumbs up from me. And I really like the bottle as well. A little teddy bear. So cute. Looks like a little gummy bear. Right, I think I've actually smelled everything, which I'm surprised I've got through it all because there was a lot. And now I'm covered. So we've got the Osiris here, which is a deep orange, a little bit smoky, maybe a little bit of vanilla coming through. What have we got there? Oh, that's Rockpool, Sydney Rockpool. Hasn't changed a lot. Smells still like seaweed and still giving me a little tiny rubbery vibe. And a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of coconut, which is not a note, but you smell what you smell. That's the sweet vanilla. Very, very smooth, very, very sweet. Marmalade, whipped cream, vanilla. And then that's the Les Fleurs by the Mayer one, which is fig and florals and sort of clean white woods. That's really nice, really good summer freshy that's a bit unusual. And the Rose Trombone from L'Orchestre. Rose and wood mostly, but yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. It feels quite light, but I only did a little tiny spray, so it's probably not light. Yeah, and that's the teddy bear, teddy boy. What's it called? Toy boy, and that's really nice. That's kind of like a bit of woodsiness now, like shavings, wood shavings and spices, but it's not too spicy. Yeah, it's lovely. I think that's all of them. So I think I'm covered. Oh, the duck's here. The duck's back. Oh, and there's clove as well in the teddy bear. Okay. Rich was here right at the beginning, but he's back now. Have I tried Toy 2? I don't think I have. Has anyone else tried Toy 2? Lanier loves spices, incense, amber, etc. Yeah, me too. I definitely agree with you on that one. And missing, I think I'm missing some comments. And Jane S says hi everyone. Hi Jane. The prodigal duck returns. Right, okay. I am gonna call it quits now because we've been going a little while, 2 hours in fact. 2 hours I think is long enough. I'm not one of these 5 hour, 6 hour streamers. I get burnt out. I've smelt enough, I think. I've really enjoyed that. I hope that you did too. Thank you to Lizzie for the samples. Thank you to Barry for the samples. And Mitch, if you watch this back, thank you for the Wilhelm samples. And I think that's all my thank yous. Yes, I think so. And thank you at home for watching. And I will see you all soon. Mwah.